soft sound of distant waves and occasional creaking wood. You've probably crossed hundreds of bridges in your life. Some are strong, made of steel and concrete. Others, wooden, a bit rickety, but nothing more than a pathway over water or valleys, right? Wrong. Let me tell you about one in particular, a place that whispers secrets most would rather not hear. It's called the Silent Bridge. Hidden away in a forgotten coastal town named Greystone, tucked into grey mist and overshadowed by centuries-old legends, this bridge is unlike any you've ever set foot on. Why the name Silent Bridge? Newcomers often ask. The answer is simple and yet chillingly ambiguous. It demands silence, and not the polite kind. It's an absolute, unspoken rule. No words should leave your lips when crossing it. Or legend says, you'll invite something into your life that you can't escape. But of course, rumors like these only tempt those who consider them nonsense, or worse, a challenge. Sound builds with the soft drag of chains underwater. The Silent Bridge spans a slumbering river, with its surface weather-beaten and almost moss-coated. The planks groan under the faintest pressure, as though reluctant to carry visitors. Some locals claim they've heard the planks whisper back to the footsteps that cross them, murmurs too low to be understood. It isn't surprising that some attribute this to just the wind, or superstitious nonsense. But hear me out. What if those planks are a warning? Historically, the bridge stems from the 18th century, said to be built where an older, pagan meeting ground once stood. Unveiling its origins only deepens the mystery. Apparently, rituals involving water were performed beneath that very spot long before the bridge's existence. Rituals not to summon help or save crops, but ward off something. But what could it be? Pause for effect, with eerie background creaks. Early reports about the Silent Bridge start appearing more than 150 years ago. Greystone was a booming trade hub then, busy and brimming with workers. And yet, accounts of strange happenings started trickling in. It started with missing persons, usually loners or tradesmen braving late hours, gone without a trace. Local authorities labeled it Harbour Peril, blaming the swelling waters of the tide. But whispers grew that those disappearances were tied to heavy fog that clung to the bridge every evening, like an unbidden guest attending an exclusive and sinister show. Sound heightens with sloshes breaking the eerie calm. One such event embedded the legend into Greystone's lore forever, the story of Oliver Carter, a fisherman chasing bigger prospects. He laughed in the face of local warnings. "It's a bridge," he'd proclaim. "What'll it do to me? Fall apart?" On a night when the fog was suffocatingly thick, he crossed the Silent Bridge, whistling a shanty tune, dismissing every caution. Witnesses reported that halfway across, his whistling abruptly stopped. And then, nothing. Silence not just from Oliver, but the night itself. The creaks of the bridge had ceased, the rustling winds gone. When locals went searching for him the next day, the only evidence of Oliver they could find was a single boot left near the edges of the rails and skid marks along the planks, gouged in an almost inhumanly strong scramble. Since that night, specific warnings began circling the town: never speak and never whistle on the Silent Bridge. Violating this, they say, allows it to notice you. Who or what it is varies depending on who recounts the tale, whether vengeful spirits of those swallowed by greed during pagan sacrifices, or an old water deity still clinging to Greystone's tides, locking eyes with humanity lurking above their expanse. Fast forward to the present. The warnings aren't as voiced lately. Not many reside in Greystone anymore. The bridge's eerie prominence stands still shrouded by the sea and mist. But one key element not forgotten: the whispers. Some faint as a breeze, others distinct phrases resting attention moments too late, acknowledge. Pockets of skeptical urban explorers hearing specific varying loops replay passages associated during minute bridge deadlines crossing. Ensure the expanded voiceover is even more entertaining, but that it maintains the same style, tone, and key points as the original.